Hey, this show is entirely listener supported. If you want extra episodes, extra content, and to listen to your episodes a day before anybody else, check out patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. Week 1 on the TV show is done.
And how did it go?
It went really well, but it was super fucking cold in Alabama.
You knew this going in.
There was some sort of disconnect, some cognitive dissonance in my brain that said, it can't be that cold. It's Alabama. It's the South. South is warm.
You know what that means?
North is cold.
It means you've been in California too long.
It does. Well, it was also like 29 degrees out.
Yeah.
Which is legit cold.
It is legit cold.
But above and beyond that, it was really cool, and it was a lot of fun, but I'm super tired.
Yeah, working will do that to you. Stupid
I
work.
wish I had known. I never would have done it. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Smells. Aren't they great?
Depending. I have mixed feelings on smells.
So we just did an episode recently about smells.
Did we?
We did an episode about making our poop smell.
Oh, okay. It wasn't about smells in particular. Okay.
And this story was sent in as a follow-up to that by Mike Becker, who sent
Thanks,
it into wehaveconcernsshow@gmail.com. This is an interesting story about a crazy scientist who's attempting to create digital smells. Now, you might think, how do you create a smell? Well, you take some chemicals and you mix them together, and all of a sudden now it smells like chocolate. Or
Before we go any further,
Yeah.
I just want you to know that digital smells makes me think of some 90s cyberpunk movie where, like, you have, like, a little smell player and you put smell cartridges into it.
Right.
To get, like, to get what it smelled like back before the Great Reaping.
Right.
You know, back before everything was destroyed and we all lived in humopods.
As soon as Keanu walks through that door, click pod 2, and you'll smell exactly what it smells like.
This is what grass was like. This is what it smelled like on a clean day, and that's why we have to take down the government. That's what I think of.
Well, yeah.
Child of the 90s.
But all of those, of course, those little cartridges have little chemical reagents in them that make you smell certain things.
Do they?
Right?
I'm just thinking of like a little, like those Tiger players that had like one cartridge that only played one hit song. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
but
that.
I think that, any scratch and sniff, it's all taking a scent and trying to manipulate it so it smells, it smells like raspberries or whatever. The snozzberries
smell like snozzberries, yes.
This guy, Adrian David Cheok, I believe his last name is pronounced.
Cheok!
He's the founder and director of the Mixed Reality Lab in Singapore.
What? I want to go there.
Yeah. The Mixed Reality Lab.
I would love to go to a place where you could just mix your realities up.
That's what he's doing.
Holy shit.
Well, he is attempting
That's a solid job, the Mixed Reality Lab.
Yeah, it's a good business card, if nothing else.
That's like you go to get in the elevator and you open it up and like immediately behind it is just like a field of grass. You're like,
Yeah, you work on the law firm on the 5th floor, but the Mixed Reality Lab is on the 4th floor, and people are getting on the elevator. It's like, what's going on? No, don't pay any attention. Just let the elevator doors close.
I'm into that. Just like, sorry, some of our mixed realities got out.
Yeah.
It's like working in a Magritte painting.
You constantly get memos. The interoffice mail sends out a memo like, anyone who sees a gelatinous blob that hops autonomously through the hallways should not approach it in any way.
That's Dave, and he's had a real hard day, and let's just let everybody just be real gentle to him until he's Dave again.
Please return him to the Mixed Reality Lab on the 4th floor. Anyway, what they're really doing here is attempting to create smells digitally. So not chemically, not the way any kind of aroma or even scratch and sniff or any of the stuff that we've seen before.
Is this direct electrical stimulation of some part of the body? Is that the deal?
Yeah. This article is interesting because he's not close to achieving his goal at the Mixed Reality Lab. They're working hard.
Yeah.
It's basically an article about how difficult this whole proposition is, but
If they can't even make smells at the mixed reality lab,
Yeah.
I feel like I've set this place up to be way better than it is. I feel like my brain went to a place that the mixed reality lab can't possibly live up to.
Well, here's a fun line from the article. So Cheok is working on a device that will look like a mouth guard or retainer, a rechargeable wireless battery-powered microprocessor-controlled machine sitting up against the top of one's mouth. Inside the mouthpiece will be a number of tiny magnetic coils that can emit controlled magnetic fields that reach up across the palatine bone at the top of the mouth, past the receptor cells, ready to grasp any wafting odoriferous chemicals, and into two knobby blueberry-sized olfactory bulbs. So he's trying to record smells as you smell them.
And then play them back?
Yes.
That's cool. Here's why I'm not going to do it. Anything that requires me to put in a rubber mouthpiece and bite down, absolutely not. I've just seen too much gothic horror, too much Victorian, turn of the century.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, man. Nothing good follows put this in your mouth and bite down.
Yeah.
Think of one thing.
Fluoride treatments at the dentist?
Do they tell you that?
Yeah, you put that in your mouth and bite down. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something positive here.
I don't know. No, because put it in your mouth and bite down, isn't that usually the x-rays? Which is just like...
Oh, those are uncomfortable.
Not only are they uncomfortable...
That piece of cardboard that you have to bite down on.
Because here's another thing. You bite down, and then they immediately walk into another room. Why? Because it's fucking dangerous to get those x-rays.
Yeah.
Because it's just a little... We're going to put this lead apron on you, and then you put this rubber mouthpiece in your mouth and bite down. Why? Oh, we're just recording smells.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna put some pleasant smells in the room.
Okay.
Just bite down on this.
Bite down on my hair. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put this lead apron on you, and I'm just gonna strap your arms down.
Should it tingle as much as it does?
Depends on how much it's tingling.
A lot.
Hold on while I continue strapping you down.
Oh, okay. I can't move at all now.
Oh, no, I can't. You know what? The thing is, I can't understand you because you're biting down on that thing, but don't stop.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do...
It really kind of... The tingling has moved now to more of a sharp pain.
Oh, yeah. That sounds bad. Anyway, I'm gonna move to another room before we activate this.
All I smell is burning.
Yeah, right now, sure, but...
And it tastes a little bit like aluminum foil. Am I...
Sure.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Okay. Please hold all questions.
Okay.
I'm gonna just head to the other room and...
Oh!
All right, now here comes a little lavender.
Oh.
And also just more of what you felt before.
Oh! It smells wonderful, though.
Yeah, it's just part of the recording process. Sorry about this. Here comes a fresh spring day.
Oh, it's nice fresh. Oh! Oh!
He gets out and he just can't handle a fresh spring day or lavender anymore.
Honey, I just washed the laundry with the new Tide detergent spray.
Oh, how's that smell?
Oh, it smells like a beautiful spring afternoon. What's happening? Why are you... I thought you would like it. That's not a good result from the mixed reality lab.
No.
Another funny part of this article is when it talks about how Cheok isn't deterred by the great uncertainty of how well his approach works. His quote is, "Sometimes these things can take a very long time. I think that doesn't mean we should stop doing research, because if we don't do this in the lab, then we won't get these technologies."
Sure.
So if you don't want digital smells, then maybe you shouldn't bite down on things. But if you want digital smells, if you want to live in the magical future where you don't have to smell chemicals, maybe you should bite down on this a little more.
Can we go back a little bit? So he's nowhere near this working?
Not even close.
What makes him think this technique is going to work?
Well, at this point, they're just trying to record smells. They don't know how to reproduce them.
But how do they know they're even recording smells properly if they can't play them back?
Well,
what the fuck are they doing at the mix? I'll tell you what the mixed reality is. They're mixing the reality where they think they're doing good stuff. That's the whole thing. You walk in that door and reality goes out the window and it becomes a different reality where Cheok is making stuff that works.
Yeah.
That's the mixed reality of this thing.
It's the mixed reality is code for grant proposal.
Mixed reality is code for no one respects me at home, so I've built an entire lab where people have to do what I say. That's what the mixed reality lab is like, before you enter the door, you're a dumb guy who's doing things that don't work, and his family doesn't respect him. But you step through that door and you put on a lab coat, and everybody goes, "Oh, absolutely, Dr. Cheok. We'll put these rubber mallets into everybody's mouth." What the fuck, dude?
It says there is a long road ahead for Cheok or anyone else trying to create digital smells. I think that's a small list. I think it's a small list of
basically
people.
Cheok. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all I can come up with.
It out there. It says after testing magnetic stimulation of the olfactory bulbs, his group needs to map the area in exquisite detail and pinpoint where and how signals should be directed. Then comes brain scans of people smelling things. So they haven't even got. They're just. All they've managed to create so far is the thing you bite down on that sticks a metal prong inside your nose. From your mouth.
Basically, they've just created the thing that goes up Arnold Schwarzenegger's nose in Total Recall. That's as far as they've gotten.
That's as far as they've gotten.
That's all they have so far is just a really uncomfortable thing that just blocks your sinuses and your ability to breathe. But here's my thing. At the end of the day, let's say he gets this working.
Yeah.
What do we get out of it?
Digital smells. I don't understand. What part of digital smells do you not understand?
Oh, no. I think I understand the digital smells part. What is the usage of the digital smells? Where does he see this going? What is his vision? If he's going to work for 20 years, if he's nowhere near this is the thing. A lot of people just don't ask why before they start off to do something. You know what I mean? If this guy's going to take that much time, right? Yeah. Does he have a use case for this particular product?
I think all roads lead to smell-o-vision. I think that's the holy grail.
I want less.
The holy grail of aroma-based research.
Nothing I want less.
Because and the part where Keanu walks through the door and you need to smell the smell of grass to know what it's like for Keanu reliving what it was like before the great culling. The weeping.
No. I don't say no. There's nothing.
What
I want
about that
less
part
than to
of
smell
the commercial where the kid runs in and smells freshly baked brownies? How will you understand the joy?
Dude, it's better that I can't. It's better that I can't smell brownies when that kid smells brownies because then I'm just going to eat brownies.
Yeah, that's what they want you to do. That's why it's a commercial.
Here are the two ways this thing doesn't work. Number one, if the smells are pleasant. Number two, if the smells are unpleasant. All right? Because number one, if the smells are pleasant, it's all going to be advertising shit.
Right.
Like you're thinking, like, right? It's all going to be brownies and pretty girls, right? That's what it's going to be. I'm going to be smelling pretty girls in association with a product.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be like, oh, I got to buy this product. I have to.
Like pretty girls.
I associate it in my brain with pretty girls. Or like, oh, now I have to eat junk food because smell tells me junk food is around. And then, flip side, unpleasant smells. I don't want to smell anything in a horror movie. I don't want to smell anything in oh God, the last thing I want to smell is fucking fart jokes.
Oh, that's
I do not want to smell fart jokes.
What could make a fart joke funnier than smelling it?
All
right, okay.
Name one thing that you want this for.
Okay, I will. I'll take your Pepsi challenge.
All right.
Because we've been having a lot of fun and games making fun of this, but let me attack your cynicism a little bit with this concept. Is it not true that smell is associated with memory in a much more potent way than any other sense?
True.
Yeah.
Valid.
So maybe there is a valid avenue of research that says if I can record the smell of something from childhood or from a particular event and then recreate that smell, maybe it'll trigger memory recall in a much more powerful, clear, usable way.
Than like a home movie or something?
Well, maybe it's easier
because you're assuming there's recording equipment there, right?
I'm assuming there's a way to log your smells, I guess.
Sure. So we're recording this, we have to turn something on and record. And so like maybe it's a camera that also has like it does video, it does audio, it does digital smells.
Well, but maybe it's a way to record an experience in a much more personal way so that I'm not intrusively recording your image. I'm just recording this memory for myself.
Well, okay, so smells are attached to memory, but there are multiple memories that I associate with, say, the smell of chlorinated water, right? There are a lot of them, you know. Like I grew up in Florida. I grew up in swimming pools,
right?
And there are a lot of pleasant memories that I associate with the smell of chlorinated water. So when I smell chlorinated water, all of those come back to me, but one
Not just
specific
one.
one doesn't come back to me.
Fair
I
enough.
feel like you need that combination of the different senses to make it work. So I get what you're like. I see it as like, I don't know that it's less obtrusive thing if you really want to get the specific memory. I think
Right.
what we're talking about is maybe like when we finally do get to the point where we have a contact lens in our eye and we blink twice and it starts recording, maybe it's
Right.
also recording smells.
That could be cool.
That could be cool. We're a long way off from that.
Right.
We're
Clearly.
a long way off from that. Maybe he's developing it in tandem with those people.
And I have worse news for you.
Oh, God.
If you want to hear about what else Dr. Cheok has worked on in the past, just to get his bona fides, just to get his little...
Give me his CV.
Yeah, here you go. Are you ready? Are you ready to basically...
The Tiger Gamecom. Betamax.
No, it's worse than that,
The
man.
Radio Shack Q-Cat.
In 2008, his team...
The Pontiac Aztec.
his team... In 2008,
Uh-huh.
his team developed... Are you ready?
Yeah.
A remote-controlled hugging pajama.
Get the fuck out of my life.
It transmitted touch via Wi-Fi.
Is the mixed reality lab, is that just a code for Sky Mall's R&D department? Is that what's going on?
It could be. It's Sharper Image and Sky Mall have teamed up to create mixed reality.
Which, by the way, can I just tell you, I picture Sky Mall's R&D department looking like the factory from the Robin Williams movie Toys.
Right.
I picture it being the most fun place to work on Earth because they're just creating a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I think that they're like, you know what, man, well, fuck it, let's make cat step ladders. Who cares? Let's
Who
do
cares?
it.
Let's see if we get the cat to get on the step ladder. Hey, you know what'd be great?
What?
If we took roller skates or
Yeah.
rollerblades.
Oh, I'm
right?
with you. I already bought 50 of them in
Okay.
a pallet.
Yep. But we made 2 rings. You stick 1 foot in each ring.
Yeah.
And the rings just roll down the street. Have
Can
you
we-
seen those in Sky Mall?
No.
I've nearly ordered those. They look like Tron discs.
Really?
Okay. But you put your foot into each disc, right? The disc is vertical.
How does it go around your foot if Oh, I see, there's one on either side?
There's one on each There's one on each foot.
No, I understand that, but isn't your foot in the way for it to go
No,
around?
there's a hole in the middle, right?
Okay.
You stick your foot in the hole.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a ring.
The ring is perpendicular to your foot?
The ring is
parallel.
perpendicular to the ground.
Well, I understand that, but
Yeah.
it's
So it's like a wheel
it goes like
with an opening, and you put your foot into it, and it's like there's an inner ring that stays stationary, and then an outer ring that spins around that stationary ring. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, is there some sort of stabilizing device?
No.
Will you not fall flat on your
It
face?
feels like I would fall flat on my face, but it also feels like I think the same part of me that wants that is the part of me that still wants like Heelys and soap shoes.
Oh yeah. I tried Heelys, by the way. We did a segment on it for TRS.
Yeah.
Because they make adult size Heelys now.
Mm-hmm.
Or they did 5 years ago when we
Yeah.
did it. And harder than you think.
Oh, I believe
When
it.
you're 6, super easy because you weigh like 45 pounds. When you're
Well, also your
30?
muscles don't get sore.
yeah.
That's the other thing. I
Well,
would
just
imagine that,
balancing
like,
was hard. I felt like I was gonna be amazing on them, and I was certainly not amazing. I looked like an idiot.
I just feel like the mixed reality lab is probably code for a place where all the most worthless shit in the world comes out of.
Can I tell you the other thing that they worked on last year?
Sure.
A digital lollipop. A system designed to elicit sensations like sour and sweet by electrically stimulating taste buds.
All right, they have
And
to.
then wait.
No, they have to surrender the name Mixed Reality Lab to people who are doing cooler things. I demand it. They took the name Mixed Reality Lab and they're just making some bullshit. They're making some bullshit that I would have drawn in my notebook when I was 6 years old. It's a lollipop that tastes like any kind of lollipop. Fuck you.
If you visit,
Give up the name.
there's a torn off piece of cardboard box, and in crayon it's written "Mixed Reality Lab" on the
Yeah.
and he just pasted it on the wall.
Chuck's Mixed Reality Lab. No girls allowed. Fuck you. Give that name to people who are doing cool shit. You fucks.
So you don't think there's any usefulness for digital smells? I mean, these guys are clearly a bunch of knuckleheads, but they're working on it. They're not our top men. They are
No.
really close to the
No.
bottom of our men.
They're mid-range men because at least they know how to
Oof.
build electronics,
I guess
which
that's
is more
so.
than we can do.
That's true. But
Do they work? We don't know.
no.
But they're electronic and they're doing something. We don't know if they're recording smells. We don't know if we'll ever be able to play them back. We don't know what to use those smells for once we can record them and play them back. but they're at least making something.
The-
You got to give them that, I
The
guess.
best line in this entire article is this little disclaimer that says, the effectiveness of the device has not yet been established in a peer-reviewed publication.
Ah! Fuck you, Mixed Reality Lab. My takeaway from this is that somebody stole the name Mixed Reality Lab and now no one else can have it.
Yeah.
That's my take.
We need to come up with a better name so we can out Mixed Reality Lab the Mixed Reality Lab.
That's what we need.
Combined Reality Lab?
Better Reality Lab.
There you go.
Yeah. Advanced Reality Lab. Cooler Reality Lab.
Yeah.
Cooler than what you're doing, Reality Lab.
Shaken, not stirred Reality Lab.
What would you guys use this for? Somebody out there probably has an idea for it.
I think the memory thing could be cool.
It could be cool. I want to hear what people think it could be used for. You can let us know on Twitter. I'm at acarboni.
And I'm at Jeff Canada.
And hey, if you've seen a story like this that you think we should cover, send it to us at wehaveconcernsshow@gmail.com.